What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. In today's video, we have a very important video to talk about. Today we're talking about fighting games. More specifically, the Game Awards, which is coming up on December 7th, I think. Sometime in December. So we're going to be talking about what fighting game I think, or I believe, deserves the number one spot. And I don't want to make this video really long because I already don't have enough space on my phone to be recording videos in the first place. I'm gonna just say it right now. Street Fighter 6 deserves to get the award. And if you disagree, like if you're some casual fighting game player, like if you don't even play fighting games, like for example, like you play shooting games, like all you play is Call of Duty, Fortnite, Rainbow Six Siege. If you play shooting games and then you play fighting games here and there, you probably wouldn't agree. But if you're part of the FGC, if you play fighting games, like if all you play is fighting games, Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, Tekken, King of Fighters, Soul Calibur, if you disagree with the fact that Street Fighter 6 should get the award for best fighting game of the year, just please stop playing fighting games and leave, okay? Because I think Street Fighter 6 deserves to get... I don't want to sound like some kind of whiner, and I am very confident, and I'm expecting Street Fighter 6 to win, and I'm putting my faith into the world, which are full of idiots. I'm putting my faith into them to vote for, and I'm putting my faith into the fighting game community to vote for Street Fighter 6 because it deserves that. I have never seen a fighting game with so much content and so much accessibility in my life. Before Street Fighter 6 even came out, this is when they were releasing trailers and teasers. The amount of content that they showed off and the amount of content that is in the game to this day is insane for a fighting game. You have a semi-open world mode that it's a pretty long mode. It's the story mode. Pretty long story mode. A lot of things to do, a whole bunch of side quests. The main story takes a couple hours to complete, which is good for a fighting game story. And if you're a Street Fighter fan, you love the story. Even if you're not a Street Fighter fan, it's just having interactions with these different Street Fighter characters, coming in contact with Street Fighter characters and learning their martial art, and putting that on your creative character. It's crazy. The content is insane. You have this semi-open world, the story mode with fantastic quality cutscenes, character creation, which is something that I never thought I would ever see in a Street Fighter game. But there is literally character customization, and the character customization is very good. Character customization is in the game. Battle Hub and regular arcade mode. Every character has their own arcade ending. And also extreme battle, so you can have like fun little minigame battles. There's team battles. And then online, the online ranking is also pretty good. Diamond, gold, silver, all the ranks that you can get. And the season passes, like every month you get it's kind of like a battle pass kind of. You get a bunch of rewards, and then there's a booth that you can play in the arcade. Basically, I'm just venting to you guys right now, telling you how much content is in Street Fighter 6. And there is a lot. Okay, Street Fighter 6, not only is it a high quality game with insane graphics, like they pulled off the realistic. Because Street Fighter, from the past games, they're more cartoony. The characters are always overly buff and stuff like that. Some stuff aren't proportional, but in Street Fighter 6, it looked right. They pulled off. They really pulled off the realistic look. The characters don't look overly buff. When they flex, you can see their muscle. Because in past Street Fighter games, like Street Fighter 4, Street Fighter 5, the characters are buff right off the bat. But in Street Fighter 6, all the characters look fit. But when they flex or do a move, you can see their muscle. The quality is insane, especially since they use a whole different engine to make this game, which is the RE engine, which is the engine that they used to make Resident Evil 7 and stuff like that. Very good engine, probably the best engine right now in video games. But not only is the quality good, the content is good, but it was very successful. It sold millions of copies, and there's still people playing it to this day. And probably the biggest thing about Street Fighter 6's success is the modern controls. Because as much as I love fighting games, I hate to admit that fighting games aren't as popular as open world games or shooting games or adventure games or action games. Because fighting games have always been known as hard games. You have to do a 15-button command input to do a move. Combos are always very complicated to pull off and are very hard to pull off. And that's what have always kept fighting games from being mainstream. Is because fighting games are known as hard games to play. If you put in the time and the effort to learn the game, then that's fine. But people just want to play a game to play a game. When people hop on a game, they just want to hop in a game, play it, have fun. But when it comes to fighting games, they have to actually learn stuff, which for some reason is hard for people. So the fact that Street Fighter 6 invented this whole new creation for fighting games, no fighting game has done this, inventing modern controls for people who are not good at fighting games, for casuals. You could be 22 years old and you've been playing shooting games, like first-person shooters, like Call of Duty, since you were like 10 years old. And you can play Street Fighter 6 and actually compete against the pros with modern controls. And that is something that brought so many new players to Street Fighter 6 and the Street Fighter franchise, was the modern controls. And I think that's a very big part of the success of Street Fighter 6 is the modern controls. Because it literally, you can be a pro, you can be a huge noob. This could be the first fighting game you've ever played, and you can actually stand a chance against people online, which is very appealing to players who are not pros at fighting games and don't know how to play fighting games. So, Street Fighter 6, if you've been listening to me for the past 8 minutes that I've been talking, and I haven't convinced you yet, I don't know how to convince you. Because all I've said should convince you to vote for Street Fighter 6 and come to the realization that Street Fighter 6 deserves the nomination. I mean, not the nomination, because they did get nominated, but the award. Now, the other fighting games that are on the list, we have... there's only like 2 other names that I can remember. 2 of them are not winning. The other 2, though, Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl, that's not winning. I don't even know why that even got nominated, to be honest. Mortal Kombat 1. And here's my concern, my worry for MK1 being on this. A lot of people are biased when it comes to MK1 because it's Mortal Kombat. It's the bloody gore game that has all these crazy guest characters. But that's not the reason why people like Mortal Kombat. People like Mortal Kombat because it's an easy game to play. Mortal Kombat doesn't really take much skill, but at the same time it does. It does take skill. And I'm literally watching one of my favorite YouTubers, I'm Dante, and he's been saying how he loves Street Fighter 6 because it's easy for him to play because of the modern controls. And then he was just saying how Omni-Man just came out, and he couldn't even learn how to play the character because you have to do all these crazy commands. So, and that's coming from a casual. Dante is a casual fighting game player. He does not play fighting games at all. He plays them here and there when he wants to. And him saying that, I bet a lot of people can also relate to that. So, I don't think MK1's gonna win. Even though a lot of people are biased, and people just like Mortal Kombat because it's Mortal Kombat. And Mortal Kombat is such a big name, because, you know, the company behind it, Warner Brothers as well, their budget, they don't have a budget. They don't have a budget. They can put as much money as they want into this game. And I'm not saying that Street Fighter 6 didn't have a budget, because Street Fighter 6 had a big budget. They spent a lot of money on Street Fighter 6, and it obviously worked out. But Mortal Kombat is a mainstream game, and people are always biased about it. But I don't think MK1's gonna win. I think Street Fighter 6 is gonna win, and I'm gonna watch the Game Awards, okay? And Street Fighter 6 got nominated for 3 categories, and I hope they win. I hope they win Game of the Year. The other ones, though, if they don't win, fine. But that Street Fighter 6 deserves to win Fighting Game of the Year, and if it doesn't win, I'm gonna be pretty upset. So don't mind the yelling downstairs. There's a whole lot of craziness happening downstairs. That's it for the video. Street Fighter 6 better win. The Game Awards happen in December, so when it happens, I might record my reaction. Probably not, but I'll probably record my thoughts and see what I think about the Game Awards, because I don't really care who wins the Game of the Year. We all know it's going to be Spider-Man. But when it comes to the fighting games, yes, Street Fighter 6 deserves it, because I play fighting games. Fighting games are my main genre. I really hope it wins. If Mortal Kombat wins, I'm going to be very upset in the FGC, and very upset in the whole range of the video game community, because anybody with a brain when it comes to video games would know that Street Fighter 6 deserves the win. So when the Game Award happens, I'll record my reaction and we'll see who wins. If you're watching this video and you haven't voted yet, hopefully I convinced you to vote for Street Fighter 6, because they definitely deserve it. And if you still think MK1 deserves it, let me know in the comment section, why do you think that? Because I don't think MK1 deserves it at all. So if look, Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat got nominated for 3 awards. So if Mortal Kombat wins one of them, cool. But for the main award of the fighting game genre, Best Fighting Game of the Year, Street Fighter 6 has to win that. And if it doesn't, well then, I now know that the video game community in general are just idiots. So that's it for the video. And I actually have a lot of faith, because when I saw Andante upload this video, I was going into this video like, oh my god, here we go. Dante's gonna be biased. He's gonna be praising Mortal Kombat, but he's actually praising Street Fighter. And he's a casual player. And if he thinks like that, I hope other people in the FGC are smart enough to think like Dante, and they vote for Street Fighter 6. So, I'll see you guys in the next video. When the Game Awards do happen, I'll record my thoughts. That's it.